God isn't telling you to apply everywhere. He's saying, stop chasing doors I already closed. Hear me. This message isn't for everyone. It's for the person who's exhausted from constant applying, inbox full of maybes and no replies, calendar jammed with interviews that never become income, and still no peace. You keep thinking you're behind. Heaven is whispering, you're not behind. You're being redirected. I'm putting a holy interruption in your hustle. Scattered effort feels like progress, but it's a leak. Energy leaking through endless tabs, open at midnight. Confidence leaking when your tone turns desperate and you over-explain your worth. Clarity leaking under decision fatigue. 30 postings, no discernment. Spirit leaking into numbness. Prayers that used to burn now sound like background noise. You wake up like a hunter and go to bed like a beggar. Work, worry, repeat. That isn't productivity. That is panic with a calendar. Listen, your job isn't your source. He is. Heaven's economy doesn't operate by earthly logic. It's not send more, get more. It is hear and obey. You're trying to solve a spiritual instruction with human hustle, and that's why your outcomes don't match your effort. I hear the Lord saying, I have already chosen the door. I don't need your scatter. I need your surrender. Here is the mystery I am authorized to announce. Your money is coming through one door, one channel, one assignment, one alignment. Not 10 doors that flatter you, not 100 applications that drain you. One door that carries your name and your provision because it carries your assignment. When you shift from panic-driven scattering to focused obedience, declarations, and discernment, that door becomes recognizable, and the money follows the assignment. So do not confuse closed doors with rejection. Some were mercy. Some were a firewall against places that could not carry your calling. Some were heaven canceling interviews that would have hired your hands and fired your soul. You are not rejected. You are reserved. If you stay with me, by the end of this, you will know how to find that door. You will know what to stop doing immediately so you stop feeding your scatter, and you will know exactly what to do for the next 3 days. Words to decree, scriptures to wield, and the focused steps that activate alignment. I am not here to inflate your hustle. I am here to restart your hearing. Right now, inhale peace and exhale panic. Say this out loud. My job is not my source. God is. Cancel the desperation tone. Close the extra tabs. Ask, Lord, which one door are you funding? He's not confused about your provision. Stop spraying resumes. Start listening. The door is already chosen. Your move is obedience. Let me diagnose what you've been living. You lie in bed with the blue light burning your eyes, scrolling postings you don't want for salaries that don't honor you. You pause on the fridge and the light hits a shelf that looks like your inbox. Empty except for a few leftovers of hope. Bills stacked like bricks by the door, the pressure to do something pounding in your chest. Another rejection email. We've decided to move forward with other candidates. Another interview full of smiles, then silence that lasts for weeks. You replay your answers. You tweak your resume again. You promise yourself you'll hustle harder tomorrow. And heaven keeps whispering, this is not a hustle problem. This is a hearing problem. I'm not calling you lazy. You're not lazy. You're tired. You're carrying the weight of provision on shoulders that weren't built to be your source. But hear the Lord. Anxiety is not a strategy. Panic is not a plan. Desperation is not discernment. You've been trying to fix a spiritual instruction with human effort, adding more applications to a misaligned aim. That's why nothing has been working like you think it should. You believe more effort equals more outcome. He's saying more alignment equals more outcome. Heaven doesn't fund panic, it funds obedience. What if the very no that stung was heaven putting a guardrail around your destiny? What if the door that ghosted you Was God ghosting a trap? You keep calling it rejection. I call it protection. He's saying, I will not place you on a payroll that would drain your purpose. I will not sit you at a table that feeds your ego and starves your assignment. You think the silence means you're unworthy. It means you're reserved. Reserved for a lane that carries your name and your provision because it carries your assignment. Listen closely. A job is a channel, not the fountain. A boss is a conduit, not your covenant. Your resume is a tool, not your testimony. Your job isn't your source. He is. You've been bowing to a system and begging it to be God. That's slavery with a salary. He's breaking that now. He's saying, stop measuring your value by who calls you back. Measure it by who called you first. This isn't about more effort. It's about alignment. Not wider net, right waters. Not louder pitch, clearer instruction. Not 10 open tabs, 1 open ear. I hear the Spirit say, do what I tell you, and the money will come. Put your energy where I'm breathing, not where fear is screaming. Faith produces what effort cannot. Obedience opens what ambition never will. So breathe. Release the superstition that says, if I do more, God will do more. He's not a vending machine for your hustle. He is a father who funds assignments. When the assignment is right, the door recognizes you. The yes finds you. The silence breaks. And you stop applying to be chosen because you remember, you already are. Now align. Now listen. Now move where he points. That is why nothing has been working, and that is how everything will. Heaven's economy is not LinkedIn. Earth says, apply more. Heaven says, listen closer. Systems measure volume. The kingdom measures voice, his voice and your obedience to it. Algorithms sort by keywords. Heaven sorts by calling. Recruiters ask for more experience. The Father asks for alignment. He's saying, stop trying to win a numbers game I never told you to play. I'm not funding the scatter. I'm breathing on the assignment. In my system, provision is not random. It is routed. Your money is assigned to your mission. One door carries what 10 doors never could, because one door is tied to what I sent you to do. That door may be one relationship, an introduction that unlocks a room you couldn't network your way into. It may be one idea, something I whispered in the shower that turns into a stream of income. It may be one skill set, refined, focused, packaged rightly, blessed by my breath. It may be one placement, an unlikely role that fits like prophecy, not just preference. It may be one contract signed once, paid repeatedly. It may be one conversation, 15 minutes that replaces 15 applications. One door, one breath, one assignment. Why do I funnel it? Because I am teaching you focus and faith. If there were 100 equal options, you would credit your hustle and not my hand. If every door paid a little, you would babysit them all and burn out, then call it favor. I am simplifying your map. I am concentrating your supply so your eyes are on me, not on spreadsheets of possibilities. Dependence is not punishment, it is protection. I will not let your future be decided by an algorithm when I have already written your name on a door. And hear me, scattering can masquerade as wisdom. Cast a wide net, they say. Sometimes that's stewardship, but often it is unbelief in a suit. It's the inner deal you make with fear. If I cover enough ground, I won't have to trust. If I knock on everything, something will open and I won't have to wait for God. That is not strategy. That is insurance against intimacy. Heaven doesn't fund anxiety. Heaven funds obedience. You are not going to find this door by searching harder. You are going to recognize it by who I am in the moment you meet it. Peace settles you. Precision surprises you. The fit is exact, the timing uncanny. Providence confirms you, messages, mentions, money moving toward you without manipulation. You will feel your spirit exhale. You will hear the inner yes. You will see the details align without you forcing them. So stop praying for more openings. Start asking for the appointed opening. Stop optimizing your profile for visibility. Optimize your ear for my voice. Say this out loud. My provision moves by assignment, not by application count. I am not confused about your lane. I am not late on your supply. One door is enough when I am the one who opens it. Hear me. The doors I closed were mercy. You called it rejection. I call it protection. I did not abandon you in the hallway. I guarded you from a room that could not carry your assignment. Delay is not my indifference. Delay is development, protection, and repositioning. I do not waste waiting. I weaponize it. I use time like a surgeon uses a scalpel, precise, purposeful, protective. You thought the silence meant you weren't chosen. No, it means you're being moved to the right table. You thought the pause meant you were behind. No, it means I was ahead, clearing traps you didn't see, removing people whose flattery would have fed your insecurity, closing timelines that would have paid you in dollars and charged you your destiny. What if you would have gotten it and lost yourself? What if the pay was high but the peace was gone? What if the title was shiny but the culture normalized burnout until your purpose dimmed? What if the commute stole the hours meant for your calling? What if the yes would have hired your hands and fired your soul? Hear this truth and let it untie the knot in your chest. I am not withholding good from you. I am withholding you from what is not good for you. I am a father. Fathers preserve. If I closed it, it could not carry your assignment without crushing your identity. Some rooms only want your labor. I want your life. Some tables feed your ego and starve your future. I will not seat you there. This is me breaking slavery to a system, slavery that bows to a paycheck and forgets its placement in a kingdom. You are not a beggar in my economy. You are my heir. Heirs don't panic apply to be seen. They align and are sent. Shame has been lying to you, translating silence as unworthiness. I break that lie now. Say it out loud. Closed doors are mercy. Delays are protection. I am reserved, not rejected. Breathe. The calendar did not cancel your calling. The timeline did not time out your testimony. I used the gap to grow your roots, detox your motives, sharpen your ear, and strengthen the muscle of obedience. Waiting did not shrink you. Waiting sized you for what I am opening. Do not mourn what I mercifully barred. I stood at the hinge and said, not this one. I redirected interviews you prayed to win because you were praying from panic, not purpose. I blocked managers who liked your resume but would have mishandled your soul. I interrupted offers that would have overpaid your time and underpaid your assignment. Mercy wears many masks, ghosted emails, rescheduled calls, positions that closed unexpectedly. You called it bad luck. It was better love. Release the fight with what I shut. When you stop wrestling closed doors, your hands are free to grasp the appointed handle. This is how you will begin to see again. The sting lifts, the story changes, and as your heart accepts my mercy, your senses wake to my signals. Peace will mark it, precision will fit it, providence will confirm it. We are done confusing delay with denial. Now lift your eyes. The right door is about to become recognizable. Now let me make the door recognizable. I am giving you a discernment map so you stop guessing and start knowing. The one door doesn't just look good, it feels aligned. Peace marks it, precision fits it, providence confirms it. When these three witness together, you are not flirting with a possibility. You are standing in front of your assignment. First, peace that doesn't match the pressure, not laziness, not apathy. Peace as a settled yes in your spirit before outcomes, before offers, before numbers move. It is the inner quiet that remains while bills still sit on the table. Your chest stops sprinting even if your feet haven't moved. Your mind is alert, but not frantic. Hear me. Peace is not the absence of fear. It is the presence of my direction. Courage and peace can coexist. You may feel butterflies and still know, this is it. At the wrong door, you feel the demand to perform, to persuade, to prove. You rehearse your worth 10 times and still feel small. You leave every conversation second-guessing yourself and needing 5 outside opinions. At the right door, your voice steadies. Your sentences shorten. You are bold without desperation. You ask clear questions. You don't sell your soul, and you don't apologize for being called. Second, precision. This is not generic favor, it is exact alignment. The opportunity is strangely specific to your story, your wiring, your burden. It fits too clean to be random. The description reads like something you once journaled in tears. The timing intersects a skill you've been secretly refining and a people you've been aching to serve. They value the very combination others told you to split apart. The conversation pulls on what you actually carry, not what you pretend to carry. With precision, you don't have to edit yourself to fit. You feel fully used, not used up. Wrong doors ask you to inflate or shrink. Right doors require truth. Precision reduces over-explaining. They see you and say, we've been missing exactly this. That's not flattery, that's fit. Third, Providence. Watch how confirmations begin to stack without your manipulation. A phrase repeats across different mouths. An old contact reaches out on the same day you pray, unaware of your question. Emails land by accident with details you just asked me about. The subject line sounds like your secret prayer, a sermon, a song lyric, a stranger's sentence. All echo the same instruction. Favor appears in timing you could not arrange. Calendars opening, fees waived, introductions made while you're simply obeying the next step. It wasn't an algorithm, it was an appointment. Angels are excellent logisticians. They arrange what obedience authorizes. Do not chase signs, let signs follow steps. Providence is the breadcrumb trail of a God who already went ahead. Here is the contrast, so you stop being tricked. Wrong doors keep you striving, begging, and over-explaining. You follow up 3 times and feel like you're buying a seat. You'll have to keep buying each month with pieces of your peace. You sense the subtle shame tax. Be grateful and be quiet. The right door invites strength without strain. You walk in with honor and questions. You negotiate from identity, not insecurity. The room makes space. You don't force it. The tone is mutual recognition, not reluctant tolerance. You feel sent, not spared. So, ask me for the threefold witness: peace in your spirit, precision in the fit, providence in the confirmations. Say this aloud: I renounce scatter. I receive the one door. Peace will mark it. Precision will fit it. Providence will confirm it. Your job is not to make a door divine. Your job is to discern where I already breathed. When you sense this triad, move, not with frenzy, with focused obedience. And as you step, expect the whisper to become a bell. Expect the yes to answer you back. Expect the money to follow the assignment. You've got the discernment map. Now we cut the cords that keep you tangled. To walk through one door, you must stop feeding the scattered habits that keep you in survival mode. I'm not asking for tweaks. I'm commanding a clean break. Stop 1. Applying as an escape from discomfort. At midnight, when anxiety hums, your finger hovers, and you hit submit just to quiet the ache. That isn't strategy, that's numbing. He's saying, you're not supposed to run, you're supposed to listen. When your chest starts sprinting, do not reach for another posting. Reach for my presence. Breathe. Ask, what are you saying now? If you can't name the instruction, don't manufacture activity to fill the silence. Activity without assignment multiplies delay. Pain is not your cue to scatter, it's your cue to hear. Stop 2. Begging energy in interviews and messages. Over-explaining, discounting yourself, fear selling your time like clearance inventory. Kings don't chase, they command. You are not auditioning for worth. You are discerning a fit. Remove apology language from your mouth. If you just give me a chance, I can go lower. I'll do whatever. No, speak in value. State the problem you solve. Ask precise questions. If they pressure you to shrink your price or your peace, that is not favor. That is famine dressed as opportunity. You are not a beggar in my economy. You are my heir. Stop 3. Taking every offer that soothes anxiety but violates peace. Temporary relief can be long-term bondage. Do not sell your Tuesdays and your soul to buy 30 days of quiet bills. If peace leaves in the negotiation, do not sign it in the relief. If your body tightens and your spirit dims, that yes will charge you interest. The right door will stretch you without stripping you. Let peace be your referee, not panic be your planner. Stop 4. Checking for results all day. Refreshing inboxes, stalking metrics, living by pings. Heaven doesn't respond to obsession, it responds to faith. Set holy windows to review responses. Close the tab the rest of the time. Fill the gap with declaration and excellence in today's assignment. Seed what I said. Stop stalking your seed. Faith plants, waters, and worships. Fear digs up the ground to see if it's working. Stop 5. Calling it wisdom when it's really unbelief. Casting a wide net can be stewardship, but often it is fear in a suit. Rename it and replace it. One focused target and one obedient next step. Choose the lane I highlighted. Identify the singular door that carries peace, precision, and providence. Write the one name, the one company, the one contract, the one room. Take the one step I gave. Send the one proposal. Make the one call. Refine the one offer. Then return to listening, not 100 stabs. One sword swung where I point. Say this aloud. I starve, scatter. I stop running to numb. I drop begging energy. I refuse anxious offers. I end obsession. I renounce faux wisdom. I choose one door and one next step. As you stop feeding the famine, you will feel your authority return, and the door I chose will come into focus. Peace will mark it. Precision will fit it. Providence will confirm it. Here is what to do instead. Pray, narrow, move, repeat. God is not asking for more motion. He's asking for exact obedience. He's saying, do what I tell you, not what your fear invents. One focused lane, one obedient step at a time. First, pray with a direct question, not general, not vague. Ask, Lord, which door are you breathing on? Then be still. Don't perform. Listen. Set a sacred window, 5, 10 minutes. No music, no scrolling, no multitasking. Inhale slowly. Exhale panic. Write the question at the top of a page and wait. Let phrases surface. Let a name, a company, a role, a problem to solve rise like ink from invisible lines. Don't force it. Don't argue with it. If all you sense is a whisper, honor the whisper. If all you feel is peace around one lane, don't go fishing in 10. Ask for the threefold witness. Mark it with peace. Fit it with precision. Confirm it with providence. Your silence is not empty. It is an appointment. Answers favor altars, not anxiety. Second, narrow to one lane. Focus isn't limiting, it's unlocking. Choose one role type, one industry angle, one problem you solve. Name it in a sentence. I help specific people achieve specific outcome by specific skill. Everything else becomes background noise. Update your resume, your profile, your portfolio to reflect this single clarity. Remove old clutter that confuses your signal. Curate samples that prove this one promise. Select keywords that match your assignment, not everything you've ever done. Set your filters to the lane you named. Focus turns recognition on. Heaven funds precision, not dilution. Third, move with one obedient action tied to that lane. 1. Not scatter, surgical. 1 application with excellence, tailored, researched, written with authority, not apology. 1 email to the exact person who stewards that door. Name them, bless them, propose 1 clear value. 1 portfolio upgrade that displays your assignment like a spotlight. 1 meeting request where you listen first and then offer specific help. 1 skill demonstration posted where your future room can see it. An article, a case study, a brief walkthrough that solves a real problem for your intended people. Do less, do it better, and do it in the direction he breathed. Excellence is not extra, it's alignment expressed. Fourth, repeat with consistency, not chaos. Daily obedience beats occasional panic. Establish a cadence. Morning, pray and listen. Midday, execute 1 precise step. Evening, review for peace, precision, providence. Track confirmations without chasing them. Hold office hours for follow-ups. Close the tab the rest of the time. Keep your yes small and your quality high. Consistency trains the room to recognize you and trains your spirit to recognize me. And raise your expectation while you work this blueprint. When I choose a door, I also assign provision to it. Resources, favor, timing, helpers. I cue calendars, I soften hearts. I release budgets, I align introductions. You do not have to bribe what I have already ordered. Angels handle logistics that obedience authorizes. Stop trying to fund what I didn't assign. Move where I breathed, and watch helpers appear you didn't know to ask for. Say it now. Daily obedience, 1 lane, 1 step, heaven's provision. As you pray, narrow, move, and repeat. The noise will fall away, the door will stand out, and the money will follow the assignment. I will not ask you to trust a blueprint I cannot anchor in my book. It is written so you would stop guessing. I do not provide through randomness. I provide through assigned doors and specific obedience. Heaven's economy has coordinates. I send provision to places and people I appoint, and I move you by instruction to meet what I already ordered. Hear me. Obedience is the map. Alignment is the key. Consider Elijah. I told him, go to the brook Cherith, not any brook, that brook, and I commanded ravens, unclean birds that don't share, to feed a prophet twice a day. That is an assigned system. Brook for water, birds for bread. Angels ran logistics to a location. If Elijah had hustled to a bigger river because it looked better on paper, he would have starved in a place I didn't fund. When the brook dried, I did not say, try your luck. I said, arise, go to Zarephath. I have commanded a widow there to sustain you. Specific place, specific person, specific timing. When one channel closed, I revealed the next door. That wasn't rejection. That was redirection, not random, routed. Now look at the widow of Zarephath. She was gathering sticks to cook a last meal. Scarcity was shouting. Elijah gave a precise instruction. First, make me a small cake, then for you and your son. Outrageous unless you recognize the system. As she moved in obedience, the flour did not finish and the oil did not fail. Day after day she reached and it kept pouring. Hear the code. The oil didn't multiply in theory, it multiplied in motion. Provision followed the instruction, not the panic. If she had stayed home rehearsing what she didn't have, she would have missed what I had assigned. The miracle was locked to a precise act at a precise door. Peter, professional fisherman, worked all night and caught nothing. 12 hours of labor. Nets, experience, technique, empty. Then I stepped into his boat and gave one sentence. Launch out into the deep and let down your nets. One word outweighed 12 hours of labor. He argued with logic, then obeyed against evidence. Nets broke. Boats sank with abundance. What did that prove? Obedience opens what ambition never will. Faith produces what effort cannot. The fish were not missing. The instruction was. The sea didn't change. The word did. Joseph's path looks like delay, but watch the design. Sold, falsely accused, forgotten. Prison corridors felt like dead ends, but I was aligning a calendar. One dream interpreted for a cupbearer became a time-release key. At the appointed moment, one audience with Pharaoh turned a prisoner into a prime minister in a day. One door, one room, one assignment. Delay was positioning, not denial. I used the wrong doors to funnel him to the right one. Do you see the pattern? Elijah's brook, Zarephath's widow, Peter's nets, Joseph's palace. I didn't bless scatter, I blessed specificity. I didn't reward panic, I responded to obedience. I didn't need 100 attempts. I sent one instruction and attached supply to it. Say this out loud. I refuse randomness. I recognize assignment. Obedience opens what ambition never will. Faith produces what effort cannot. If I did it then, I will do it now. Your provision is not lost. It's waiting at the address I assign. Move by my word, and the money will follow the assignment. Now I shift what must shift most, your identity, because the one door is recognized fastest by those who know who they are. You've been moving like a slave to a system, breathing the lie, if I don't grind, I die. That's not stewardship, that's bondage. That's waking up to worship a paycheck and calling it prudence. That's scanning rooms for permission, while I already handed you authority. He's saying, stop crawling for crumbs under tables I never set. I did not save you to make you a salaried slave. I made you a son. Hear me. Sons don't apply for worth. They align with promise. Kings don't chase, they command. Beggars bargain, heirs inherit. You are not auditioning for love or provision. You are walking in a covenant. Your job is a channel, not the fountain. Your resume is a tool, not your testimony. Your father is your source. Say it out loud. My job is not my source. God is. The door you are about to see will answer to that name. Let me reframe your work. Work is worship. Work is stewardship. Work is not salvation. You don't work to be provided for. You work because you are provided for. Provision in my kingdom is not a trophy you earn. It's a trust you steward. Adam worked a garden before sin touched the soil. Labor was born from love, not lack. Israel gathered manna not by merit but by covenant. Then they stewarded what fell. Effort is honorable when it obeys. Hustle becomes heresy when it tries to be God. Fear is the engine of scatter. Fear says, move faster or you'll miss it. Knock on every door or none will open. Sonship is the governor that settles you into my direction. Sonship says, my Father knows what I need. He feeds birds and dresses fields. He will not forget his child. Fear makes you shrink your price and your peace. Sonship makes you raise your standard to match your calling. Fear fills the calendar. Sonship follows the cloud. Identity is not a vibe. It is a verdict that must become your voice. Words create worlds. Your mouth is the steering wheel of your miracle. If you still speak like a beggar, you will keep chasing crumbs. If you declare like an heir, doors hear your name and unlock. It is written, you have received the spirit of adoption by whom you cry, Abba, Father. So cry it now and keep crying until your atmosphere agrees. Say, I renounce the slave system. I receive the spirit of sonship. I do not panic apply. I align and move with authority. I am an heir with access. This is how the room will read you. This is how peace, precision, and providence will find you. You will stop negotiating from need and start speaking from name. You will stop performing for a place and start partnering with your purpose. And as your identity rises, recognition accelerates. The right door becomes obvious. You step in without begging energy, and the money follows the assignment because heaven funds heirs who obey. For the next 3 days, I am not activating your hustle. I am activating your alignment. Hear me. Words create worlds. Your mouth is the steering wheel of your miracle. Language is spiritual technology. When you decree what I have written, you are not wishing, you are wiring. Angels respond to faith signaled by your sound. Heaven doesn't fund anxiety. Heaven funds obedience, and obedience has a voice. Here is the structure. Morning and night for 3 days. Find a quiet place. Sit or stand with your feet grounded. Place your hand on your chest. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Slow the room inside you. Then speak slowly, clearly, with authority. Music. Let each word be weight, not hurry. Your spirit is listening. Your future is listening. The door is listening. Now the core declarations. Say each one 7 times. Not rushed, not mumbled. 7 is completion. Let it complete the break with scatter and seal alignment in you. Declare, my job is not my source. God is. 7 times. I do not chase, I align. 7 times. Every door God closed was mercy. 7 times. The right door is opening with peace and precision. 7 times. Music. Feel the cadence clean your atmosphere. Feel begging energy drain. Feel sonship rise. Then read the code and decree it as reality. It is written in Psalm 37:25. I have not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Read it once, then decree, in Christ I am the righteous. I am not forsaken. My household will not beg. Provision finds me at the appointed door. It is written in Psalm 34:10. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing. Read it once, then decree, I seek the Lord. I shall not lack any good thing. The aligned door is releasing what I need. Say it like verdict, not wish. Music, let it is written be your key. Focus instruction for these 3 days. No panic applying. If anxiety spikes, you return to breath and declaration, not to a submit button. 1 targeted obedient action per day in your chosen lane. 1. Day 1. 1 precise reach to the steward of that door. Day 2. 1 excellence upgrade that displays your assignment. Day 3. 1 follow-through tied to the same door. Pray, narrow, move, repeat, without scatter. Seal it publicly as covenant. Type in the comments, my job is not my source. God is. Not for engagement, for agreement. You are marking your atmosphere and your algorithm with assignment. Then say it out loud where you are. Write it on a card. Put it on your mirror. When fear tries to reopen 10 tabs, touch your chest, breathe, and repeat the 4 core lines 7 times. The number isn't magic, the obedience is. Expect this as you practice. Peace that outruns pressure. Precision in what you notice. Names, roles, language aligned with your call. Providence stacking, emails, mentions, budgets, introductions. You didn't push. Not an algorithm, an appointment. At the end of 72 hours, the fog will thin, the handle will show, and as you step with a single yes, the money will follow the assignment. Start now, breathe, speak, obey once, repeat. Now, hear me. After obedience, expect a knock, not fireworks, a knock. It may sound like a simple email with an unassuming subject line. It may look like an old contact surfacing at the exact hour you finished declaring. It may arrive as a sudden idea that solves a problem you've carried for years. It may be a small contract, small on paper, large in potential, quietly opening into a pipeline. Do not despise the form. Your breakthrough may arrive wearing a small start disguise. Seeds do not look like forests, but they carry them. Here is how you recognize momentum. The right door carries unusual ease and favor, even while courage is required. Calendars open. Replies come faster than your fear predicted. Language aligns. You push one time and 3 hinges give. You still feel the stretch, courage needed, yes, but the grind is gone. Peace remains while you move. Precision clarifies while you speak. Providence links the pieces you could not. Ease is not laziness. It is heaven's logistics doing heavy lifting where obedience authorized it. So listen for the knock. It could be, saw your work and thought of you. It could be, can you hop on a quick call? It could be, we have a small pilot. Are you interested? Don't wait for a drumline when I'm ringing the doorbell. The key is your prepared, precise response. Respond quickly, same day if possible. Be clear, concise, and confident. Offer value, not apology. Ask focused questions that prove you understand the assignment. Propose one next step with a date. Confirm in writing. Excellence is worship in motion. Faith is not passive. It answers the door, tidies the room, sets the table, and serves the bread hot. When the opening comes, show up early. Deliver what you promised, plus one thoughtful improvement. Send a recap within hours. Problem named, solution scoped, timeline set, responsibilities clear. Follow up on the day you said you would, not the day anxiety spikes. Do not overpromise to impress. Over-deliver to honor. When they say small start, I am testing stewardship, not shrinking your destiny. Those who are faithful in little are measured for much. Pilots become programs. One invoice becomes a retainer. One room becomes rooms. Confirmation will stack while you move. A second email mirrors your first call. A mentor unknowingly echoes the sentence you prayed. An internal champion appears advocating for you in rooms you've never entered. Fees you were ready to negotiate get matched or exceeded without a fight. That's providence. That's not luck. That's law at work in obedience. Do not reopen 10 tabs after the first yes. Don't shop your soul for a bigger start while I am breathing on the appointed door. Stay with the lane I lit. Let me train your speed, your follow-through, your excellence. I'm teaching you to receive without striving and to build without scatter. I'm teaching you to hear the knock, hold the key, and welcome the confirmation. Say it now. I will not miss my knock. I will move with my key. I will honor my confirmation. Your story of lack ends when obedience begins, starting today. If this word is feeding your spirit, stay in this flow. Follow, subscribe, keep your feed full of assignment, not anxiety. I will keep instructing you step by step until peace is your pace and provision is your pattern. It won't be an algorithm, it will be an appointment. And as you walk through the one door, the money will follow the assignment.